Okay. Shaquille, you're going to be, what do you want to be, Barney or Plakies?
Plakies.
Okay. And Ayden, do you want to be Barney? No, you just want to listen. Okay. That's fine. Let's make Chido, you can be Barney.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Now, we've just been in the kitchen. In the previous scene, we had a conversation between Lamprecht and Barney, where Stella had been part of the conversation for a short while, but then she said she's tired and she's going to bed. So then Lamprecht basically insinuated, he implied to Barney that he wants Plakies taken care of. He wants somebody to take control of Plakies and stop him from having contact with his wife, with Stella. So Barney basically said, yes, I can do something about that. But he didn't explicitly say what he's going to do. Riley, are you hearing us?
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
I'll keep you.
Chido, do you mind if I give Riley the role of Barney because he wasn't with us the last time?
Sure, ma'am.
Are you happy to read, Riley?
Yes.
Okay, Riley, if you're not reading, you must mute yourself, okay?
Okay.
Anyone who's not reading, mute yourself. Okay. So Riley will be Barney and Shaquille will be Plakies. So the last thing that Barney said to Lamprecht, this is now Adriaan Lamprecht, Stella's husband, is that they must meet, that Lamprecht must meet him by the boat. This is now talking about Plakies' boat that he's been trying to build so that he can sail off back to the motherland, the mainland. He says, meet me there. They raise a toast and they say, to ships in the night and lighthouses that shine bright. They're repeating the toast that they did in the beginning of their conversation. And you hear the sound of the strong northwesterly wind blowing, and a cold front is approaching, kind of like we have today, except the wind is not blowing that strongly, and the stage darkens. Now we have Barney appearing in the dark, still dressed in a suit, in his suit. Okay, so he's basically gone straight from this visit to Lamprecht and Stella, and he's gone to the boat. Or it's probably early morning hours. He basically probably slept in his suit, and he's dragging Plakies towards the cove, towards the boat in the cove. And Plakies is still tied in the restraint jacket. Okay, that's you, Shaquille. You're still tied up in the jacket. And Riley, you are Barney, and you are singing.
Right.
Okay, go for it, Barney.
Kings. My Barney lays over the ocean. My Barney lays over the sea. Barney lays over the ocean. My Barney lays over the sea. Oh, bring back. Oh, bring back. Oh, bring back my Barney to me. To me. Put
Okay,
down.
who of you know that song? Have you heard that song before?
Yeah, that song.
Okay. My Barney lies over the ocean. See, now I'm singing on YouTube. I'm not so comfortable with that. But anyway, and then, oh, bring back my Barney to me. It's like a well-known old little folk song. Okay, thanks, Riley. So he puts the lamp down on the boat and he says to Plakies,
Tonight is your lucky night, all Plakies. Your boat is ready to take to the sea. The sweet maidens of Canal Dorp are calling. Hey, can you hear them? Listen, the band is playing. Freedom, oh bring back my freedom. To me. Kneels next to Plakies. It's not like I didn't warn you. The wrath of God comes down on those who, of his prophets who sin. But no, we think we know better. We think we're one up on bold Barney. Grabs Plakies by the head. Drink.
I
Drink.
I.
Forces Blakey to drink. You think I'm stupid? Hell, man. I've always been on your side. Allowed you to build this damn boat despite all complaints. I've kept your hopes alive, but then you go and abuse it. You get clever on me.
Inkos main boss.
Who can remember what main boss means?
My boss is my boss.
My boss, yeah. Main is, it's obviously Old Dutch, okay? Main boss. All right. Barney.
Now you're sorry. It's too damn late. I stuck my bloody neck out, and then you go screw things up by talking poetry to a dancing with a slaps or pikes on the head. Poetry and bloody dancing.
No more up or down empty corridors, cold stone jugs, no more shiny floors, stage, death, decay, Molongi,
Molimo.
Malimo. All those memories are blowing down, blowing away.
Shut up!
Okay, just stop there for a sec. What does it mean he cowers fearfully? Do you see there the stage direction for Plaatjies is to cower fearfully. To cower means to crouch down and, you know, kind of cover yourself because you're scared.
Because he's
Right.
slapping me.
Yes, because he's been slapped in the head. So it's the opposite of bold and brave. It's to cower is to be scared. And what is the word? Where is it now? Stench. What is stench?
Isn't it like
Ayden, do you know what stench is?
It smells something.
Like
It smells.
Okay,
Smells funny.
it's a bad
Yeah.
smell. Okay. Does death and decay doesn't smell very good. Stench. Okay. All right. So then Barney says, "Shut up." Plaatjies continues.
Measuring flows, corridors, listening, cries, whispers, fears, unknown. Wash your hands, scrub your feet, clean, check the chains, scratch.
Shut the hell up!
No more slipping into badness. Now is our freedom. Freedom. Be a new man. Plaatjies, find a new master. No more mebas.
Shut up! Tries to silence Plaatjies, but falls over him.
Aita, freedom.
Be quiet, man. Remains lying next to Plaatjies. This hollow has made us all the same damn creatures. We all carry the same disease. I didn't know it, not until I got here. But I saw it the day I set foot on this island. You know what I saw.
Yes, mebas. Lamberg appears behind them. He stops and listens to their conversation from the dark.
I saw fear, not the kind of fear one has for another man or fear for death. No, fear of something inside me, a horror that couldn't wait to come forth. The steward old Bonnie let it out and it slowly drowned him. I'm a drowned man, Blaikies. We're all drowned men. Holds back his tears and sips brandy. What was it like to hold his wife in your arms?
Like holding a bird in the nest.
Okay, stop there for a sec. Okay, so they don't know that Lamprecht is standing there behind them listening to their conversation. So I don't think they would have talked about his wife if they had known. So obviously Barney is very emotional. He's drunk. He's very drunk. He's been drinking brandy all night. And so he's having this weird conversation with Plaatjies where he's beating him up half the time and then speaking to him like a friend half the time, confiding in him, telling him his deepest secrets. So it's strange what being drunk makes one do, right? But yeah, so the truth, some of the truth is coming out here. So he says, what was it like to hold his wife in your arms? Like holding a bird in its nest. What is that? Is that, what figure of speech did he use there?
A metaphor.
Close to metaphor, but
It's a simile.
simile. Thank you,
Is this-
Shaquille.
Oh,
Because he said it's like, okay? If he had said, I was holding a bird in its nest, then he's using a metaphor, but because he says like holding, then he's using a simile. But as we have discovered throughout the play, Plaikis is a very poetic man. He doesn't just say things in their literal sense and plain and bland. He likes to use his words to paint pictures and to create things in your imagination. Okay, so we turn the
I think
page.
Riley. Oh no, wait. I think Reichen just left the call.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty. But at least we still got our Barney and our Plaikis. All right, so then Barney says,
If he heard you now, he'd probably kill you. I loved someone myself once, my niece. Funny, he asked me about it that night. Like he knew. Like he recognized the horror of love too. I loved her more than, how would you say it, like his,
More than the sun loves the earth early dawn.
more than the sun loves the early dawn.
More than the moon loves the early star.
evening star.
The moon loves the evening star. Cries.
Okay, stop there for a sec. Partly because we have somebody called Nairobi who's trying to join us, but also,
It's like Roby, no. Is it Simon?
who's Nairobi?
Is it Simon or something? Is it Simon?
Maybe. He did say he was.
Why would it be Simon?
I don't
Oh,
know.
no, never.
I don't
Okay,
know.
but he needs to just unmute himself and come onto video if he wants to. But
I think
let's not let that distract us too much. So Barney's trying to describe, he's trying to let his, express his feelings, but he doesn't know how, and he keeps turning to Plaikis to give him that inspiration. So Plaikis is more than happy to oblige and say, he's for him, it just flows from him being able to speak like this. More than the sun loves the early dawn. More than the moon loves the evening star. Now, what figure of speech are we using there?
that's isn't that
A metaphor.
It's definitely, it's metaphor, but there's a specific type of figure of speech that it's also, we're talking about.
Personification.
Thank you.
I forgot what it's called.
Personification. Is that what you were going to say,
What
Shaquille?
is it?
Personification. Why?
Oh, I'm thinking
Because
of
the sun is not a person.
humification. I was thinking of humification.
Okay, no. Personification. Okay, so it's making the sun and the moon like a person or have emotions like people. Okay, and so Barney eventually ends up in tears because this is just too beautiful and he's just too emotional, so he cries. And Plaikis then asks,
What says this?
just after he says there, the moon loves the evening star, and Barney starts to cry. Then Plaikis says, what was her name? Have you got it, Shaquille?
yeah.
Oh, is it Riley supposed to read? Huh? Oh, yeah.
First, you have to ask.
What? Oh, I'm asking. What was the name?
I can't remember. I can only remember her face, her smile, her laughter. She used to laugh at me. She said I was funny. I make her laugh.
Was she pretty?
Prettier than...
The first blossoms of spring.
You sure have a way with words, old Plaikis. I'm beginning to understand why he's all worked up about you speaking poetry to his...
Mrs.
Oh,
And how do you say it?
He said
Mrs.
Mrs. He's talking about his Mrs., his wife, but yeah, Mrs.
What happened to her?
She married someone else. Sees Lamprecht in the dark and jumps. Mr. Lamprecht, you scared the hell out of me.
Who's Lamprecht?
Oh, we haven't got a Lamprecht. Okay. Chido, can you be Lamprecht, please?
You're drunk.
A little. Lamprecht takes the brandy from Bonnie. He is here. He's all yours. Don't hurt him too much. I don't want the superintendent to know I brought him out here. Lamprecht approaches Plikis. He grabs the lamp and holds it to Plikis' face. Bonnie watches. Tell him what it was like to hold his wife in your arms, Plikis.
Like holding a bird in a nest. In its nest.
You hear that? Like a bird in its nest. More, tell him more, Plikis.
Looky her. She's dressed into the nines. Her hair blows fresh in the southeaster. Shoes shining like a late afternoon. Her lips are red like grapes. Her eyes are blue as the morning skies. Watch how she pulls that blanket from the mountain around her naked shoulder. All night she waits there. She knows we're coming. She knows her captain is coming home. Tomorrow we'll walk her gently shores and she'll welcome us as an old lover does. Lover, one has not smelled for a long time. She will take us in her arms and embrace us with tenderness, like it was in the beginning. Oh Lordy, I can see it happen clearly before my empty eyes. Lamprecht suddenly leaps onto Plikis, grabbing him by the head and forcing his mouth open. He cuts his tongue out with his knife. Blood covers them both. Plikis gasps for breath.
Shocked. What the hell, man? What have you done? You cut out his tongue. Kneels next to Plikis. What am I gonna tell the superintendent? Lamprecht walks away. Bonnie sits for Plikis, bleeding all over him. Plikis is still gasping for breath. The nose of wind increases. The stage darkens.
Okay, wow. That was quite a way to end an act, right? Who of you expected that?
I didn't expect a cutting of the tongue.
I expected something dark, but not that dark.
Yeah. You guys can unmute yourselves so that we can chat.
All right.
I must say, when I first read that, because I did skip ahead just to kind of see where this is going, and I was shocked, but it just shows how messed up Lamprecht really was, because Barney didn't expect it either. Barney thought he was just going to beat him up a little, but he obviously just gets this rage that just consumes him, especially when it comes to thinking about his wife with someone else. Even if they try to say to him it's innocent, they just have a friendship, they just have a sharing of words, have a conversation, but that's not that's not acceptable to him. Any other comments you guys want to make? Amberley, how do you feel about this twist? Are you angry?
That's what happens in real life. That's what happens. That's what happens in real life.
Unfortunately, and I think what is just a little interesting comment here. What do you think is one of the biggest factors that leads to this kind of violence?
Anger.
Jealousy, anger. What did you say, Chido?
Jealousy.
Okay. Now, if
Unfaithfulness.
Unfaithfulness. Okay. But now if you take that jealousy and that anger and that unfaithfulness and you combine it with alcohol, then you have a real problem. Yes, they do say that, they explicitly say that Barney was the one who was drunk, but I'm pretty sure Lamprecht had also been drinking up until that point.
He was definitely drinking.
Yep. And something that I heard recently is that during this lockdown, there's been restrictions on alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol allowed to be sold. And they're saying they are seeing such a huge decrease in assault and so many things that are usually associated with alcohol. So
Ma'am, there was actually people throwing trolleys at like the bottle stalls because they're angry that there won't be alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what we need right now, alcohol.
Yeah,
What are they thinking?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get people who are addicted, so it's very, very hard to, they're physically dependent on the substance. But for the most part, it's been a really interesting social experiment, really, to see if society can survive and thrive without alcohol. So, yeah, okay, Reichen is trying to come back. So, Amberley, did you expect anything like that to happen to Plaikis?
I actually don't know. I mean, we saw from the beginning, Lamprecht is he's just consumed by his jealousy, but I don't think I expected it to be that.
Yeah, that's a bit extreme, hey? I mean, even any kind of assault would have been bad, like punching him or whatever would have been unwarranted, uncalled for. But cutting out his tongue. Now, let me ask you this question, Ryan. Why do you think he specifically aimed for the tongue?
To stop him from, because you're saying stuff about his wife, so like to stop him from actually saying anything else, he cut off his tongue.
Okay, definitely. Shaquille, did you want to say something?
Yeah, he was saying a lot of stuff. And he still continued when he saw it.
Yeah. And it's jealousy in two ways, I think. Because he's jealous that he talks about Stella, okay, that he's got something to say about Stella. So he's jealous as a husband. But he's also jealous of the way that what Plaikis can do with words, all right? You'll remember that Lamprecht is someone who can't read, so obviously can't write either. So he does not share that passion, or he doesn't share that ability with Stella, whereas Plaikis obviously does. So he's jealous in that sense as well, and he's jealous that Plaikis can say such beautiful things, and he doesn't seem to be able to connect with Stella in that same way. So yeah, he goes for the tongue. Now, I must say, I looked ahead to the rest of the play, and I was trying to figure out whether Plaikis actually dies from this. I didn't have time to Google whether people always die if they have their tongues cut out, but I think the amount of blood loss would lead to death if it's not treated. So I don't know if Barney tries to save him or not. Probably not. And I think Plaikis knew that he was either going to, his fate was either going to be that he actually managed to get off this island at some point, or more likely that he would die on the island, probably through unnatural causes. In other words, he wasn't going to just die from older age. He was going to die because because of the treatment that he was going to get. And that's why he kept saying things like, no more up and down corridors, no more all of these things. He knew that he was going to escape it one way or the other, whether it was through escaping the island or whether it was through death. He was going to have no more of that